everybody, what's up? Michael Vick has been a beast this season. After he carved up the Redskins on Monday night, people have been giving him all types of credit. Some people have taken it too far. On Monday Night Football, Ron Jaworski had a couple of things to say that would have made Bill Walton say, that's taking it way too far. During the game, Jaworski said, he probably runs the 40 under 4 seconds on game day. Probably not, Jaws. The other one that's even more ludicrous than that gem is this one. After John Gruden said, if he keeps this up, he'll be the player of the year, which I agree with. Jaworski said, he'll be the player of the decade if he can keep this up. He's nowhere near the player of the decade, and I know he's embellishing, but really, some stuff just shouldn't come out of your mouth. Scott Mitchell has more career passing yards than Michael Vick. Let's keep things in perspective. So what I did, I put a little bit together. You guys know the sports science feature that's on ESPN? John Breakus breaks down these things with all these crazy scientific terms, and it's hard for normal, everyday people to keep up with what he's talking about. I applied that way of thinking to the people who are just swinging from Michael Vick's area. Here you go.
After Michael Vick's incredible Monday Night Football performance, there has been a dramatic migration toward Michael Vick's nuts. The amount of fans and commentators who are stroking Vick is the equivalent of 9 million pounds of force swinging from his genital area. It's similar to the moon's effect on high tides, just 3 times as much. There are 1.7 billion grams of centrifugal force hanging from his balls. Literally. For Sports Science, I'm Brian No.
Michael Vick has been great, but again, keep things in perspective. Here's another question for you, just to throw it out there. This was a hot topic around the work area the other day. Which is the more memorable soundbite? Is it Jim Mora's
playoffs?
Or is it Allen Iverson's
practice?
Which one is it? I'm going with playoffs all day long because it comes up every single year. It comes up all the time. It's more memorable. That's my opinion. Feel free to write below what your opinion is. I'm Brian No. That's a no-brainer.